my god, this thing. That opening graphic is way cooler than the topic of this video. Hi everybody and welcome to another video. My name is Richard Seidlitz, I'm the owner of redpants.lol, and today we're going to talk about batteries. Well, this might not be the most exciting thing to discuss. It is something we do need to talk about, and that's because it affects so many Aston Martin owners. It seems like it's almost every day where somebody's posting online or sending me a message saying, hey, I'm having these issues, and my first question is almost always, how old is your battery? The battery age matters, and if you take nothing else away from this video, let it be this. Battery age matters. Period. There's no ifs, ands, buts, or caveats. If a battery is too old, it will not be able to function in the capacity that it needs to be able to function in. That's just the reality of it. That's chemistry. That's how it works. So if you have any electrical issues, and it's not just limited to your car turning over, to the engine turning over when you start your car, it could be things like your windows not working properly or some strange error message coming up on your gauge cluster. If you are not sure how old your battery is, go check. Check it right now. It doesn't really matter. You can check it at any time. Because you know that if your battery is over 5 years old, you should be prepared to replace it. So, with this battery being made in the 52nd week of January, holy crap, that feels like 2020 is what that feels like. The 52nd week of 2006, the date being right here on top of the terminal post. It's very clear to see the first two numbers are the week of the year, the second two numbers are the year itself. So if this was made 01.20, then that's the first week of 2020. This is the OEM battery from Varta. It's a great battery, and it's huge, and that's so that the Aston Martins can sit for a long time undriven, because that's frankly how most Aston Martins are. They're just not driven every single day. Some of us do, and that's awesome. We enjoy the crap out of it. For people that don't, they may have 2 or 3 or 12 other cars that they're driving, and the Aston just goes through that rotation for special occasions or whatever. But Aston Martin spec'd out this massive battery so that the car could sit for a long time undriven. It has a lot of reserve capacity and some strong cranking amps, so it does its job. The downside is that it weighs like 53 pounds, so it is a beast to replace. It is just stupid heavy. This one here is much smaller, but it packs just as much of a punch as this one. The main difference is the reserve capacity of this one is a little bit lower than this one, but the cranking amps and everything else still on point for that. The difference in size comes down to the type of technology that's used for each battery. This is a lead acid battery. That's kind of old school, very common, used in everything. This is absorbent glass matte. That's AGM. And it is sort of a newer technology. There's also lithium ion, which is the newest battery technology that's out there, but it's not very common to see in cars. I think only 1 or 2 or 3 manufacturers even offer it. Porsche being, I think, the pioneer on that. I could be wrong, but I think Porsche was at least the mainstream pioneer for offering lithium ion batteries in production vehicles. But this is the battery that I have in my V8 Vantage. I have it in both of mine, actually. And it has very strong cranking amps, smaller reserve capacity, but I haven't had any issues with that. My car is sat for 3-4 weeks at a time while I travel, and I get back and it starts up with no issue whatsoever. Starts up just fine, and that's without trickle chargers or battery tenders or anything, because I honestly don't use battery chargers or trickle tenders. So the reserve capacity is just fine for me, even letting the car sit for 3 or 4 weeks at a time. The main reason I went with this battery was weight reduction. This weighs about 30 pounds less. It's like 29.5 pounds, and that includes the weight of this base, this adapter plate and bracket to install it in the car. So if you're interested in something like this is a Red Pants product. I do sell the Red Pants adapter kit and the Braille battery on Red Pants. So if you're interested in that, there it is. I want to mention one other big thing though when it comes to reserve capacity, and it's why I have both these batteries sitting here. For me, this battery works just fine for sitting for weeks at a time, but that's because I don't have extra electronics attached to my car, like a vehicle tracker being the main one, and then sometimes certain dash cams can also cause more battery drain. Some of them are battery operated and that's fine. Some of them run off the battery and some of those can start leaching into it. They're not as bad as the vehicle trackers though. For those of you in England and other places that have mandated vehicle trackers, that tracker is going to leach your battery big time when the car sits undriven for so long. So if you do have a vehicle tracker in your car, I highly recommend using a battery tender if you're not driving your car at least once a week. Beyond that, if you don't have the extra demands of vehicle trackers and other added electronics, you can get away with a smaller battery, so long as the rest of your car is not having any problems. I mean, if you have an electrical issue where something's just seeping out the battery, or if your alternator isn't charging the battery properly, or anything like that, that can affect how well the battery is going to be able to perform anyway. Not the battery's fault, but these are things to consider. So, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please feel free. Post them down in the comments section below. It's a great place. There's been some pretty good conversations that have gotten started down there, and I've carried on some of those conversations in emails and phone calls and stuff. That's a great place to start. If you want to talk to me directly, I'll be in the comments section, or you can send an email to me, rich@redpants.lol, or on the contact page of redpants.lol. And if you want to know more about batteries, I've got lots of information on my website. That's the video. I hope you like it, and I will see you soon.